Welcome to ASTRALX, Illuminating Your Cosmic Path, where we delve into the profound influence of the stars on your life. I'm Solarian Zephyr, your cosmic strategist.
And I'm Lunaria, Selene, your intuitive guide.
Today, we're embarking on a deeply personal exploration designed specifically for you. We're looking into the celestial tapestry of 2025, but we'll be focusing on how it interacts with a potent astrological signature.
Yes, Sagittarius rising and Cancer sun.
Exactly. So, over the next little while, we'll be eliminating how this unique blend, your outward-facing energy and your innermost emotional world, will be shaped by the significant planetary shifts coming up this year.
It's a really fascinating combination.
It is. Your astrological blueprint, it reveals someone who greets the world with a bright-eyed optimism and adventurous spirit so characteristic of Sagittarius.
Yes, but they also harbor a profound depth of feeling and a nurturing essence rooted in their Cancer sun. It's almost like this energetic explorer
Right.
with a compass pointing towards hearth and home.
Yes, exactly. So our journey together is to extract the essential wisdom from your sources. Hopefully, this will offer you some clarity and a richer understanding of how these dynamic forces within you will navigate the cosmic currents of 2025.
What does it truly signify to embody both the freedom-seeking archer and the security-loving crab as you move through the year ahead?
It's a great question. Let's begin to unravel this. So, you present to the world with Sagittarius rising. What's the immediate impression that energy tends to create?
Often it's a vibrant one, someone who exudes energy and enthusiasm, genuine optimism. There's frequently a bright and dynamic aura surrounding them.
Sure.
Cheerful and fun-loving quality. Really, they tend to project confidence and even a certain carefree approach to life.
Yeah, that really resonates with the idea of someone who's just naturally engaging. How does the Sagittarian energy typically manifest in their communication style?
The sources highlight a direct and outspoken manner. There's a tendency towards honesty, straightforwardness, and expressing their thoughts and opinions. They really value clear and open communication.
No mincing words.
Yeah.
Now, when we delve deeper into the core of Sagittarius, beyond that initial impression, what are some of the fundamental drives and desires?
I think a really significant aspect is an inherent thirst for knowledge, a real hunger for higher learning and philosophical understanding. Individuals with this placement are often lifelong learners, drawn to reading, intellectual discussions, experiences that broaden their understanding of the world and its diverse cultures. It's a quest for meaning that fuels both their intellect and their physical explorations.
It's that archetypal Sagittarian wanderlust, isn't it?
Yeah.
The desire to just explore and experience.
Absolutely.
And the influence of Jupiter, Sagittarius' ruling planet, really amplifies this.
Absolutely. Jupiter not only bestows that thirst for knowledge, but also a natural inclination to share wisdom. There's often a teacher or philosopher within. A natural tendency toward guiding and exploring profound ideas. As Joanna Martine Woolfolk eloquently stated, Sagittarians are travelers, adventurers, and wanderers. They have an unquenchable thirst for knowledge and experience.
It really does capture that expansive nature of this rising sign.
It does.
But like every constellation in our cosmic map, Sagittarius rising also carries its potential shadows. What are some of the challenges someone with this placement might encounter?
One area can be impulsivity and a certain restlessness, which can sometimes manifest as a reluctance towards deep commitment. Particularly in relationships, there might be a tendency to lose interest relatively quickly, and others might perceive them as occasionally reckless or impatient.
That aligns with the image of the free-spirited archer, always aiming for the next horizon. It's interesting, the sources also mentioned a potential for them to become quite firm in their beliefs, even dogmatic.
Oh, yes.
When those beliefs are challenged, how does that interplay with their generally open-minded nature?
It is a fascinating point. Perhaps their strong conviction stems from their ongoing pursuit of truth and meaning. When they arrive at a conclusion, it can feel deeply resonant,
I see.
making them resistant to viewpoints that contradict their hard-won understanding.
Yeah.
And yes, that free-spirited nature can indeed make the idea of being tied down feel restrictive. There was also an intriguing observation in the material, suggesting a possibility of a less graceful aging process for those with Sagittarius rising.
Oh, wow.
It might be worth pondering whether that relates to their inherent dynamism and potential resistance to slowing down.
That's a really thought-provoking point to consider. So, a powerful outward energy, a constant quest for knowledge, but perhaps a need to cultivate groundedness and patience. Now, let's turn our gaze inward to the Cancer sun at the core of your being. What defines this emotional landscape?
The Cancer Sun individual is governed by a deeply felt emotional world. They possess a profound sensitivity, a strong sense of empathy that allows them to readily connect with the feelings of others. They experience a wide range of emotions and have a fundamental yearning for deep emotional connection, intimacy, and understanding within their close relationships. They're often seen as the nurturers of the zodiac, possessing an innate ability to sense and respond to the emotional states of those around them, offering comfort and support.
They become the emotional anchors in a way.
They do.
And this deep well of feeling is also intricately linked to their connection to home and family, isn't it?
Absolutely. The Cancer Sun often feels a very powerful connection to their roots, viewing their home as a sanctuary, a place of profound emotional resonance. Family ties are deeply cherished. There is often a deep-seated desire to create and maintain a safe, comforting, and emotionally secure environment. Traditional values often hold significance, and they tend to find considerable comfort and fulfillment in nurturing their loved ones and fostering a stable home life. Vernon Maker's words beautifully capture this. Home is where the heart can laugh without shyness. Home is where the heart's tears can dry at their own pace.
That quote truly encapsulates the Cancerian ideal of home as that ultimate emotional refuge.
Yeah.
But because of this deep sensitivity, there's also the development of that well-known protective outer shell.
Yes. Symbolized by the crab, this shell acts as a necessary boundary, a way to navigate the world while safeguarding that tender inner self. However, this protective mechanism can sometimes manifest as shifts in mood and emotional volatility. Their personality might seem to ebb and flow, much like the moon, which rules Cancer.
Right.
When feeling vulnerable or hurt, they may instinctively retreat into that shell, becoming withdrawn or guarded.
So we have this fascinating duality, this interplay between the fiery, outward-exploring Sagittarius rising and the deeply feeling, home-centered Cancer Sun. How do these two powerful energies typically interact within an individual?
It's a constant process of negotiation between the Sagittarian desire for adventure and the Cancerian need for emotional grounding. There's an inherent dynamic tension between the quest for freedom and the longing for security and stability. It's a delicate dance between expansion and contraction.
But it's not necessarily a battle, is it? There's also the potential for these energies to complement each other.
Precisely. The inherent optimism of Sagittarius can serve as a wonderful counterpoint to any potential for Cancerian moodiness, offering a brighter perspective. Conversely, the Cancerian sensitivity can infuse the sometimes more outwardly focused Sagittarian pursuits, with a deeper sense of emotional awareness and compassion.
So the key lies in recognizing and honoring both of these fundamental aspects.
Exactly.
Alice Sparklycat described it as a fizzy combo with a lot of steam involved, which really speaks to that dynamic and reactive nature.
Indeed. And when we consider this in the context of masculine expression, this combination allows for a truly unique and multifaceted approach. The Sagittarian traits of honesty and directness can be expressed through the Cancerian lens of empathy and understanding,
I see.
challenging more restrictive definitions of masculinity and embracing both independence and a profound capacity for care.
That's a powerful way to frame it. The integration of these seemingly contrasting energies leading to a more complete and authentic self. Now, let's consider relationships. How might this particular astrological blend influence romantic connections and other significant relationships?
The astrological wisdom suggests that Sagittarius rising individuals often find more immediate resonance with fire and air signs. While relationships with water and earth signs might present more initial hurdles, the specific dynamic between Cancer and Sagittarius can be intricate, given their differing core values and approaches to love, security, and freedom.
The Sagittarian emphasis on spontaneity and personal growth could potentially feel at odds with the Cancerian desire for emotional closeness, commitment.
Exactly.
A shared sense of home.
Exactly. Therefore, the pathway to fulfilling relationships for someone with this combination necessitates open and honest communication.
Sure.
A deep sense of mutual respect and a genuine commitment to understanding and appreciating each other's fundamental needs, even when they appear to be in opposition. It's about creating a space where both the need for adventure and the need for emotional security can be acknowledged and nurtured.
It's that ongoing dance of give and take, of finding a harmonious rhythm between seemingly different tempos. Now, let's delve into some of the insights offered by ancient wisdom and experienced astrologers on these energies. What perspectives do they offer?
Regarding Sagittarius rising, Cecil Lewis emphasizes the importance of thoughtful communication for this placement. Debbie Frank beautifully captures the essence of Sagittarius as the seeker and explorer,
Right.
forever on a quest for truth and meaning. And Linda Goodman aptly describes Sagittarius as the philosopher of the zodiac, perpetually asking those big questions. These insights underscore the intellectual and adventurous spirit that drives this rising sign.
Absolutely. And what wisdom do they offer regarding the Cancer Sun?
Helen Keller's profound words, "The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart," resonate deeply with the core of the Cancer Sun, highlighting that emphasis on emotional experience.
Powerful.
Powerful. And as Alice Sparkley Katz's description of the Fizzy combo suggests, there's an undeniable energetic and reactive interplay between these two elements.
What about the perspectives of experienced astrologers specifically on this combination or similar pairings, like Cancer Sun with a Sagittarius moon?
The sources indicate that individuals with Cancer Sun and Sagittarius Moon, a combination sharing that Cancerian emotional core and Sagittarian outward expression, are often perceived as quick-witted yet gentle, empathetic, but also capable of directness. That internal tension between Cancer's desire for home and Sagittarius's urge for exploration is a recurring theme. Sagittarius rising itself is frequently seen as projecting independence and optimism, though sometimes with a tendency towards bluntness. And the potential for a dynamic between Sagittarius's intellectual focus and Cancer's emotional focus is often noted.
Yeah.
It reinforces the idea of this inherent balancing act.
This constant striving for equilibrium seems to be a central thread in understanding this astrological combination. Now let's turn our attention to the specific astrological weather forecast for 2025. What major planetary transits will be particularly significant for someone with Sagittarius rising and Cancer Sun?
We'll see significant movements involving Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, and the lunar nodes, all of which will cast their unique influence on your year.
Let's start with Jupiter, the great benefic. What role does Jupiter play in 2025?
Around May 15th, Jupiter enters Gemini, where it'll remain for approximately 5 months. For you, with Sagittarius rising, this transit activates your 7th house, the realm of partnerships, both romantic and business-related.
Okay.
This could bring opportunities for growth and expansion in these areas, potentially leading to new collaborations and a broadening of your social and professional circles. For your Cancer Sun, this transit through the 12th house suggests a period of heightened spirituality, introspection, and exploration of the subconscious or hidden aspects of yourself.
Interesting shifts in focus for both aspects. And then Jupiter moves into Cancer later in the year. That must be significant for the Cancer Sun.
Indeed. Around October 19th, Jupiter enters Cancer and will continue its transit there until mid-2026.
Wow.
For your Sagittarius rising, this powerful transit through your 1st house signifies a period of significant personal growth. Increased vitality and opportunities for expansion in areas directly related to your identity, home, and family. For your Cancer Sun, this is an especially potent time, as Jupiter transits your 1st house as well, marking a major cycle of personal growth, increased confidence, and new beginnings. As a Farmer's Almanac aptly put it, Jupiter in Cancer 2025, the big planet goes home. This transit can bring a real sense of coming into your own.
That sounds like a particularly expansive and growth-oriented period in the latter part of the year. Now, what about Saturn? What energies will Saturn be bringing in 2025?
Saturn enters Pisces around March 29th and will remain there until February 2028. For your Sagittarius rising, this transit falls in your 4th house, the domain of home, family, and emotional security. This can bring a greater focus on these areas, potentially involving increased responsibilities or matters related to property or your living situation. For your Cancer Sun, this is a transit through your 9th house, which can encourage a more disciplined and mature approach to your beliefs, higher learning, travel, and spiritual pursuits. Although it might also present some challenges or delays in these areas as you refine your perspectives.
A more serious and perhaps structuring influence on those core areas of home and belief systems?
Yes.
And Neptune's role in 2025.
Neptune enters Aries around March 30th for a long-term transit until 2039. For your Sagittarius rising, this transit activates your 5th house, the realm of creativity, romance, and self-expression. It can inspire imaginative endeavors and bring new romantic possibilities, but it also calls for discernment to avoid illusions or idealizations in these areas. For your Cancer Sun, this transit through your 10th house, the house of career and public image, might bring a shift in your professional aspirations, potentially towards more creative or spiritually aligned paths. But it could also involve some ambiguity or uncertainty in your career direction as you explore new possibilities.
It sounds like a time for both artistic inspiration and the need for a grounded perspective in those areas.
Exactly.
Finally, what about the influence of the lunar nodes in 2025?
The North Node enters Pisces around January 11th and will remain there for approximately 18 months. For your Sagittarius rising, this transit through your fourth house again emphasizes the themes of home, family, and your inner foundations, potentially leading to significant changes or new direction in your living situation or your sense of inner security. For your Cancer sun, the North Node in your ninth house highlights a powerful evolutionary imperative to broaden your perspectives, explore different philosophies, and potentially embark on journeys of higher learning or spiritual growth that will shape your long-term development.
So for both your outward expression and your inner core, there's a significant emphasis on home, family, and inner growth throughout 2025.
Yes.
Alongside opportunities for expansion and new directions in various areas of life, how can you consciously navigate these diverse energies most effectively?
The overarching theme appears to be finding a harmonious balance between your Sagittarian inclination towards exploration and your Cancerian need for a secure emotional base.
Makes sense.
Actively seeking ways to integrate your adventurous spirit with your deep longing for stability will be key to navigating the year successfully.
Perhaps incorporating travel into your family life or exploring knowledge related to your heritage
Precisely.
could be fulfilling ways to bridge those needs.
Exactly. Or creating a home environment that truly serves as that supportive sanctuary, allowing you to venture out into the world with confidence and return feeling completely replenished. The transit of Jupiter into Cancer later in the year particularly underscores this focus on home and emotional well-being.
And when we consider career and your sense of purpose in 2025, what kind of paths might align best with this astrological weather?
Professions that allow for both a degree of independence and the opportunity to express your nurturing qualities could be particularly fulfilling. Consider fields like teaching, counseling, writing, or even roles within the travel or hospitality industries. The potential for career shifts towards more emotionally resonant or home-oriented paths influenced by Jupiter is also worth considering. And Saturn's presence suggests that bringing more structure and responsibility to your professional life could be a significant theme.
And how can you best navigate your relationships throughout 2025 with these energies at play?
Consciously balancing your inherent need for freedom with your deep desire for emotional closeness will be crucial. Open and honest communication, coupled with a willingness to understand and compromise, particularly when navigating the potentially different emotional styles and needs for independence between your Sagittarius rising and Cancer sun aspects, will be essential for nurturing strong and lasting connections.
It truly emphasizes the importance of inner integration, of bringing these seemingly disparate facets of yourself into a cohesive whole. What are some of the core strengths you can actively draw upon as you navigate 2025? And what are some of the potential challenges you might need to be mindful of?
Your strengths are considerable, that inherent optimism that can lift both yourself and others, a deep well of empathy that fosters meaningful connections, a powerful intellectual curiosity that drives personal growth, those natural nurturing instincts that create supportive environments, and a commendable adaptability that allows you to navigate change. However, you might find yourself needing to consciously address challenges related to commitment, managing potential mood fluctuations, finding equilibrium between your need for independence and your emotional needs, and ensuring that your direct communication is always tempered with your underlying sensitivity.
So for your personal growth journey this year, it sounds like consciously cultivating that inner balance, practicing mindfulness to navigate emotional shifts, and developing a greater awareness in your communication style will be particularly beneficial. Embracing that unique and potent blend of fire and water within yourself.
Absolutely. Recognizing that both the adventurous explorer and the deeply feeling nurturer are essential and invaluable components of your being.
So as you journey through 2025, remember the powerful and unique combination you embody. The Sagittarian drive to explore, learn, and understand the vastness of the world, coupled with the Cancerian depth of feeling and profound need for meaningful connection and a nurturing home.
The year ahead offers a remarkable opportunity to consciously integrate these seemingly divergent aspects of yourself, to discover a path that truly honors both your adventurous spirit and your deeply felt emotional core.
Take some time to consider how the major astrological transits we've discussed, the movements of Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, and the lunar nodes, might specifically resonate with your own personal experiences, aspirations, and goals as the year unfolds. What new understandings about yourself and your path forward have been illuminated during our exploration today? This deep dive is merely the beginning of your own ongoing journey of self-discovery, Follow us for more insights into illuminating your cosmic path. What possibilities might unfold as you embrace the fullness of your astrological blueprint in 2025?